Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is a knitting podcast number
187, I think.
87. 187, excuse me. My name is Dina. You can find me at The Knitting Place on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook.
I am Pam Sapp on Instagram and Ravelry, and Pam Sapiens on Facebook. Subscribe.
Yes.
Ring the bell. Do all that fun stuff, right?
Yes. If you're not sure what subscribe means, there's a little button down below. If you enjoy the podcast, please give us a follow, which means subscribe, and then if
You'll know when we go live.
Right. If you turn on notifications, you'll know when our next video is published.
Exactly. So what's doing, Dina?
Not much. How's your Mother's Day?
It was good. It was good.
It's not good enough, right?
Like Dina said. What did you say your mother said?
I love this phrase. My mother says, every day is Mother's Day. Why does she say that? Because it's no different. Mm-hmm. You get up, you cook, you clean, you do all the same things that you would do on a typical day. It's not really Mother's Day.
Well, I was saying to Dina, the smart ones are the ones that, have a plan. Like they say, my girlfriend, I was telling Dina, said to her son and her husband, I'm going to go to church. I want a cheese omelet with a special sausage that she liked, and she wanted to watch a movie. And her son was picking the movie. So she said, I hope I like the movie. I said, well, you should have a right of refusal if you don't like the first one he picks. But anyway, that's a specific thing that you're doing, an activity, something, whatever it is. Right?
Yes.
I think that's the thing. I never give them anything specific.
It's hard for me, though, because I always want to include my mom. And if I'm doing for my mom, then I'm hosting, or especially because she doesn't like to go out. Mm-hmm. So for me, that's...
Well, what some people did this year, I saw, is they went on, like Grace, they went out on Saturday at 11 o'clock for like a Saturday brunch.
Honestly, I would have been fine with that, but all the kids weren't around.
Well, that's the problem.
They were only around on Sunday.
Right.
But I was invited.
There you go. So
that was a treat.
An invitation. There you go.
I had an invitation, which was super nice. Rocher's uncle hosted, and it was very cute because he just moved into his, well, not just, but he's recently moved into his new home. Mm-hmm. And he's always been invited, and they've never hosted. So he hosted. He hosted his mom, his two sisters, who have always carried him along for every Shabbat, and he included me.
Oh, that was very sweet.
Which was very sweet.
Very sweet.
Yep.
It's nice.
So it was fun. I mean, I was really in the moment. It was nice, and I kept saying how thankful I was, and I told the host what a beautiful job she had done. It was just great.
Good.
Yeah. It was fun.
So that was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. At the end of the day, I told the kids. The kids said, hey, Mom, how was Mother's Day? I said, well, I wish it could have been a little bit longer. Like every day, you could just try to spoil me a little bit.
Right, get a little piece of that every day.
A little bit longer.
But we can, listen, you have to say you're blessed if you have your family around. There are people who don't have family around.
Of course.
So of course we're always thankful for that,
Yeah, so I'm not making light. It's funny because usually I post Happy Mother's Day, and for some reason this year I was just like, not on the fence, but I was thinking more conscientiously about those, who, like, how do you address the people like you? Right. You've lost your mom, she's passed quite a while now, but still, like, and there's some people that might be out there trying to become a mom.
Well, someone did a post on that, and I saw that, and they read, I wish I had it with me, they read something at church. It was like a Mother's Day thing, and it was a responsive thing. And it was like they gave all the situations for moms who were stepmoms. They had something for moms who are, for grandparents who, help with their grandchildren. Of course, I'm not saying it the way it was written. It was written much better than that. But there were 2 pages of things. But
there's so many.
Right, for those people who are trying to have babies, for those who have suffered a loss with their children. There were so many different ones, and that was really a very nice one. And I was telling Dinah, I almost found like It was something, it was like that. At the beginning of the day, it seemed like it was a more down day to me. I mean, the weather was gloomy, and
it was just,
I even commented to my friend at church, I said, was this kind of gloomy today, or what is it me? But, you know, it was fine. And then the sun came out later on, so
yes, that was nice.
I went out with Olive. She rode her training wheel bicycle, and that was fun.
That's fun. But, of course, I do wish everyone.
Of course. Listen,
we said it before, Happy Mother's Day. And, you know, it does bring, look, when Father's Day comes around and,
your dad's not around. Right.
There's a part of me that feels a little empty, you know, well, just doesn't go away. And
that's the other thing. They wish a heavenly Mother's Day to the ones that have passed, you know. And so anyway, whatever. But it's a holiday, and you got to look for I just heard something else this weekend, too. Again, I can't remember exactly what it is. But if you approach everything with positivity, positive thoughts, rather than negative thoughts, you turn everything around.
It's so true. My mother is like, it's funny because that was one of the toasts when I said Happy Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. You know, she's always looking at the bright side, the upside, perfect. The plus side. Mm-hmm. She's never on the down.
She's not negative.
Never.
I had a teacher say to me last week, I said, oh, it's only Tuesday. He said, no, you have to say it's already Tuesday. It's already Tuesday. Very different from saying it's only Tuesday. Right?
Right.
And I said, you know, you're right. That does make a big difference.
It's perspective, yeah.
It is perspective, 1,000%.
Totally.
Anyway, so we hope you all had a great Mother's Day. And, you know, again, I don't require much. I would be happy with a cup of coffee knitting all day. Don't bother me. Just let me knit all day long. Don't bother me. Right?
I tried to squeeze that in on Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Oh, jeez.
But
I was going to go, well, excuse me, Dina sent me a text.
Yeah.
But it was too late because I already done my crackers.
No, you were doing them.
Prior to that, I'm just realizing now as I'm sitting here talking to you, it's like maybe we'd gone food shopping. It was maybe 3:30. And I said, it was like going on 4 o'clock or 3. I said, I should run and get myself a coffee and just get out of the house for like a half an hour. And then I decided, you know what? It's too much to do. I'm just going to make myself an iced
down
coffee.
The rabbit hole when you're home. It's
It is.
So true.
There's always something to do.
But what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. How about to celebrate moms, a mom that you admire, any mom? Why don't you write your favorite takeaway about your mom or a special mom or someone that you look up to, just to keep things on a positive note.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious. I think that would be fun.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would definitely be.
I'm grateful for my mom because she always looks things at the bright side, and she always says, never worry about what other people have.
Well, that's correct. And
just worry about what you have, what's on your plate, what's in your bag.
Right.
Never
don't worry
look
about the
others.
other stuff around you. Well, you know, I always said
envy. Don't be want what other people have.
I said to my daughter a while ago, a few years ago, I said, maybe, I don't know, maybe people do realize that. I don't know if I realized it as much when my mother was still alive, but, when you have your mother is your greatest supporter. You could be wrong. You could have done something wrong,
but she'll listen and guide me, and
they'll support you.
Yeah.
And there's no, I mean, I want to say there's no love like a mother's love. It's obviously if you have a husband, whatever, it's different kinds. But no one has your back the way your mother does.
True.
There's nothing like a mother's love, and when you don't have your mother anymore, you don't have that unconditional support, I feel.
I mean, as long as you have a good relationship with your mom.
That's true. Of course, there are people that don't for various reasons, whatever.
Right.
But in general,
yeah.
If you have a good relationship,
I would have to
my mother
agree.
used to annoy me.
I
would annoy her too.
I think. Did you see Phyllis's post?
Sure.
My bratty self, if I could only.
Yes, I did. And God bless her for posting that, because you see how bratty you were at the age of 16 to your mom, right?
Right. I mean, we've all been there.
Of course. But when push comes to shove, there's...
You don't mind if I knit, do you?
No. I mean, with my own kids. My kids will do things that are annoying, or I think that they could have done differently or
human,
better. But, you still have that. You would do anything for them, So
100%.
That's what we mean. What are you knitting on, Dina?
I'm knitting on the Garden Cardigan.
Ooh, look at you.
Yeah.
She's on her ribbing. It's so tedious, the ribbing.
Should I start with what I'm wearing? Or?
Yes, just start with what you're wearing.
Okay, so I am wearing a brand new. Yes, it's not mine. I wish it were. You may have seen it on my Instagram
Well, when they
post.
see it, it will be out, right?
Yes. This is a sweater called Chain, the Chain sweater. And you can see these beautiful chain links over here. A very lovely detail. There is lace in the yoke. There's
She's glittering.
Sequins.
So the glitter
There's
is in
glitter.
the blue. The glitter's not in the...
We'll show you all the components.
It's not.
Should we show them now?
If you want to, sure. Why not?
Since we're already doing it.
Yeah.
So it's
called the chain sweater?
The chain sweater. The designer, and thank you, Sylphe, left a comment, I think, on my Instagram post, or I don't know where it was. I believe I read. It's pronounced Popé. Popé Vergara. And by the time this is out,
That's
I believe...
her first name?
Yes, Popé. Last name is Vergara. I'll write it down. And you'll usually see, I didn't say this earlier, I like to put show notes, and the name of the project will be on the screen. And down below, you can look at the show notes. There are links directly to the pattern. And if you're interested, if a kit is available, we'll have direct links to either the yarn or the kits to make certain projects that we cover. So, chain sweater. Popé Vergara, a new drop. I believe I was told the pattern drops on May 16th, which hopefully
That's not tomorrow.
podcast might be ready by then. Is it?
Today's the 13th. Thursday.
So by the 16th.
Thursday, yeah.
Right. So stay tuned. We do have kits available. The
Four
kits
different
include
colorways.
Yes. The kits include enough yarn to knit through size 1 and 2. I couldn't include the sizes because I don't have the pattern. This sweater was knit by...
What size are you wearing?
Size 2. This sweater was knit by Art Yarns by Iris, who owns Art Yarns. Let me step back. It's a little wrinkled. I should have given it some steam. I love it. I feel like this probably would be my size.
It's a nice fit. It's a very... Oh, yeah, definitely that would be your size.
Perfect. Yeah. I wouldn't make a larger size.
The thing we have to find out is if you need to go up in sizes, what would you need more of?
Just the main color.
Just the main color. Okay.
Yeah, because you have
plenty of that. You'd have
plenty of this.
Yeah.
And I believe you have plenty of the...
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah. So
because there's quite a bit of yardage.
Okay. Good.
So the components of the sweater, you have 2 skeins for the main color.
This is Dina's colorway that she's wearing.
Yes, Merino Cloud. So this is a kit. Everything you're going to see here is the kit. You're going to have 2 skeins of the main color, which is this color blue. The accent color, which is speckled, that'll be your cast on. It's the cuff, and it's the border in the sweater.
And it's in here.
Yes, in the yoke. And it coordinates, as you can see, with the main color. So there it is. It's speckled. And then it has
I dropped one.
a beautiful
It's got 2.
mohair glitter. This is the mohair glitter,
That's the chain, the gold chain that you
which
see.
is this technique here. And the reveal will be in the pattern once the pattern is released. But it's a beautiful mohair, and you could see it has a filament of glitter. It's already in one. You're not using different components, but that's what makes this stitch up here. Then for this lace part, you have the beaded silken sequence.
That's done by itself. It's not held with anything.
This, yes, is on its own, and that's this.
There is Is this? This is probably like a double, like a double plied.
I mean, it's got the beaded mohair and sequence. So there you have it. This is the ensemble.
With the sweater that Dina's wearing, if you notice this chain action going on here, which is this yarn, has a bit of a glitter to it, a little sheen. Of course, it's called, what is it called? Mohair glitter, right? And this part over here has
the gold beads and sequence.
So the gold sequin is picking up on the gold.
Complements this.
Complements that, yeah.
And there's a little bit of an accent in here.
Correct, yeah.
Where it just picks up the color, which is why this is such a great story. So I'm deciding what color to knit. Everyone
know
says
which
I
one you
look good
should
in
do.
the blue.
You have to do that, kit.
But you'll have to see some of the other kits
we'll show you
we
the other
curated.
ones now. Okay, so in this particular one, this is the body.
Right, now this is the
soft
one,
pink.
if I'm not mistaken, that Popé Vergara knit this colorway.
Is that the one that's
I did order
featured?
the designers, yes, colorway.
This is the
Border. So everything you see in here that is speckled, lightly speckled.
There you go. And
Then
this,
you have
this is the chain.
which is the glitter.
It's like a dusty lavender.
Beautiful.
And then the sequin is
This part here.
yeah. And again, if you look at this, I'll put it close up. See, the chain has, the lavender has like gold glitter in it, and the sequins are gold in the pink. So
They don't necessarily have to be the same,
but it complements
they
each
do
other.
complement
So
one
this is
another.
the second colorway that will be available. This is the third.
Now this is a kit that I curated.
It's pretty.
Thank you. This is a taupe.
What do I do with that?
And being that this is the taupe fleck, and you can see that there are little speckles of peach in there, since peach is the color of the year. We also have, for the chain, the glitter mohair in the peach, which will accent against here. Love that.
What's the other color?
And then you have the beaded
Which is it?
silken sequence. Oh, it's right here, the taupe.
It is the taupe, right? Okay,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was it.
So that will be next to this. And on this, you'll get the chain.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
This is a gorgeous one. And then the body is the taupe. I'm liking this kit.
I think you should do the blue.
Really?
I mean,
So
I would
I'm
do
wearing
the blue. I would do the blue. That's how much I like that blue. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
And I'm not
I
a blue
do love
person.
I do love it.
But
Well, you
again,
haven't
you
seen the
have to
next
see
one.
what you have. You know,
Yeah.
it depends what you've. You know, you may say, you know, I've done a lot of blue sweaters lately.
I know, right?
I don't know if you have. You
Well,
haven't.
I
but-
haven't. Everyone's like, you never knit blue.
And this is your nice basic gray color. And this is lovely. It's got the pink and gray mixed in, right? And it has the sequins or the gray sequined. Now, what about this, Dina?
So, I mean, this is the chain color, the accent color. It came in a little strong. Iris, it's funny, on screen it looks like the appropriate color.
Does it?
Yeah, it looks like more, it's more, it's going to be a deeper shade of this pink that's in here. The actual color of this skein is a little bit more red, which is why they're...
I mean, if you wanted this, you could have it
You can
too.
have it, of course.
If
It's a
that's
great
your
pop.
taste, but
It's a great pop.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't what we had.
it looks a little strong, and I think they were going to tweak it and just make it a slightly bit lighter. But
There you
here
go.
it is in the picture, and it looks fabulous. I mean, there
it
you
is,
get
yeah.
the idea.
So these kits are up on the website. If the kits, and I'm going to ask Dina this, I think I know the answer, but I mean, it's not because you told me. If the kits do sell out in a particular colorway, do you have the ability to get more?
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes.
That's what I thought.
We are planning a knit along with this. There are a couple of techniques. You have the lace and you have this chain stitch. We will be hosting a knit along, just not right now. We need something to expire. Not expire. We need to finish one of the knit alongs. Expire. Listen to me. And then I do want to share one other inspo picture. This is another color option
That
that's
reminds me of
available.
the hydrangea.
Exactly. This is another color option that's available on the website.
And what is the main body in that one? Is it the blue?
The navy. I believe it was the navy. Honestly,
like
I don't know.
I would think it was the navy.
I think it was the navy, but it's hard to
It
tell.
probably is because this color and this color match on your sweater, so I'm sure that it matches with it.
I believe it was navy.
Looks like the hydrangea.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Like my sweater. Yeah, exactly. I would do that, but that's like my other sweater.
We probably can do our own kits too.
Yes. Now, not everybody
just
likes
need-
the sparkle and the glitter. You don't need to do that. You can do it all in solids. You don't even need to do it in a mohair. You could replace the mohair. You could do it in
What's the mohair? Are you talking about the chain?
the glitter mohair.
Oh, the glitter. Yeah, that's not that bad.
So
That's a silk mohair, so that's why it looks so nice.
and it's just a little bit. It's not like it's all over.
Oh yeah.
And the main body is knit in the Merino Cloud.
Merino
which
Cloud is a lovely yarn. Tell them what that is.
It's a blend of, what percentage is it? 80-20?
Oh, wait, you're talking about this?
This
now.
one.
Yeah,
It
I'm reading
is
the wrong label.
80% extra fine merino and 20%
Love
cashmere.
This is a great yarn.
This feels dreamy on.
But for
you
anything.
Don't want
for
to.
anything.
I know you did your little scarf in it.
Oh, I did.
You don't want to take this off.
Love this yarn.
I mean, it's just.
This is great for. I'm going to make a sweater with this. Well, if I made that, I'd make a
It
sweater.
is so stunning. I'm
is.
obsessed.
It's a great yarn.
But you should check out the designer. She's a new to us designer.
What was her name again?
Pope Vergara. I'll have her name in the show notes. You can give her a follow. She's been designing, doing some fabulous design knitwear, and she's incorporating beads. She does different techniques, which is beautiful. So that's what I'm wearing.
That's what Dina's. I'm not wearing anything.
Okay. Well,
I'm wearing. Well, I am wearing.
She's not wearing any hand knits.
I'm not wearing a hand knit. Let's put it that way.
But we do have. What do we have to share? I guess we could start with what we're working on.
Yeah.
Well, I have an FO.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I have an FO.
We have nothing. It's like we have nothing, right, Dina?
I finally sewed on the buttons. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't weave in my ends, so if you see an end popping through,
I don't see any ends.
that's why.
These buttons are cute. Buttons are cute on that.
I'm surprised.
That doesn't bother me. They blend.
Usually,
they blend in. They blend in, and they. I don't know if it's because of the sweater, but they seem to be picking up the magenta vibe on there. I think they're cute.
Believe it or not, they're very sparkly, which is why I said to Pam, I'm surprised she likes them.
They're not like.
They're more iridescent.
Yeah, they're not
than sparkle.
Right.
Yeah, I do love it.
It's a very pretty sweater. You can get all the use out of that.
My FO Pressed Flowers cardigan. I could have used it this weekend.
It was chilly this weekend, wasn't it?
But I just sewed on the buttons this morning.
There you go. Now it's going to get nice and hot.
Yes.
Because you did that.
Right. And I won't be able to wear it. But that's
go.
okay. I'll wear it. Like this with light, like white jeans. And a tank top underneath.
Yeah, very pretty. It goes with
fun.
That goes with anything, Dina. That goes with a nice pair of blue jeans underneath it. Lovely.
I enjoyed knitting this, and I really would make another one.
What we say.
I'm not kidding. I'm obsessed
I would not
with
make
the
another
black
one of those.
and white one.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't make. Well, that's because you saw the black and white.
It's just divine.
But that's because you have this one.
I would make another. Okay. Whips. Go ahead. Start.
I don't know where I put them, Dina.
Oh, you're funny.
You start with yours. I took them out and I left them somewhere. Hold on a second.
I have my Garden Cardigan, which I will share. Our second class is tomorrow evening. Maybe by the time this is published, it'll be this evening. But it is on May 14th for those of you who are watching this. So if it's past the daytime, the date of publish, you can watch it if you're in the class. Here it is. I've hit the border, you guys. I'm actually at the ribbing. I'm amazed at how quickly this project is just flying through, which is really nice. I stuck to my 8 rows a day.
Yeah, that's a lot though, 8 rows a day.
But actually I didn't because I have to still knit 6
They're long
today.
rows. Oh, forget
in
that.
Rib.
I'll be
and
lucky
then I
if
need
that
8
rib is done by next week.
Wait, and then I need 8 tomorrow to do the actual tubular binder.
Oh, good. I can't do that.
But I don't need to rush to do it. I could demonstrate
you could do it
for the
on a
class.
swatch. On a swatch.
We can do it on this.
You could do it
I
on
can
that.
undo it.
Yeah.
But I am literally just started the border. If I have any luck tonight, I'll get some knitting done.
You never knit at night.
I know. That's why I said if I have any luck. When I'm determined. Anyway, love the detail in the back. It's designed by Ankestrick. This is called the Garden Cardigan. I love this detail in the back. Knit and Felted Tweed by Rowan. I just got an email that new colors are on their way.
New colors are coming? Are they new colors?
Not the new colors for fall, but my new delivery, which
has some different
includes colors that I've never had in the shop. So if you are thinking about...
It's a fun knit, I have to say.
It is fun.
You know, it's hard sometimes to find a cardigan that's enjoyable and an easy wear.
This one is.
That one definitely is that. Yeah.
I love the lace in it. I almost... Again,
make another one.
I'm thinking.
Oh, you're so funny.
Yeah.
But there are so many things to knit. There's so many things
I know.
to knit.
I think I have to knit.
But now this
just
this
love
one,
this vertical
this
lace.
one I would agree with you.
It's a fun knit.
Well, it's a fun knit, but it's a very
look, I have lights.
There you go. It would be easy to wear, and you would get a lot of use out of that kind of sweater. So to have it in a different color, let's say.
A neutral
color would be very nice. I mean, so in that regard, I could say yes, making another one. But this is mine. Again, that's the back with that. You can't see it with that collar that Dina was talking about. The back.
Love it.
Seam.
So this colorway. Oh, the color I used was peach.
Yeah, this is cumin.
Right.
And
love.
There you go.
Stunning. So what you're seeing here. This actually rolls back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's turn it to the other side. And then you can see the detail on the back.
Back of the
This
neck.
has this seam line is a great detail, and it's not actually on the top of the shoulder. It falls just below the back
the shoulder, yeah. In the
of
back.
the shoulder. So super nice.
It was
Great
a fun
color,
knit.
Pam.
Yeah. And, I think for me, I think the felted tweed was a great choice because
Love this yarn.
It's a very light yarn that you wear it. You feel like you're wearing, it's not going to choke you as a sweater.
Now,
sometimes that's the problem.
A lot of people have been asking, is it itchy? How would you describe this yarn?
Well, there's alpaca in it, so I
Which
think
is why
the alpaca negates any. If you were to compare it to, say, a rama, I could see where someone would say the fennel rama is itchy. I could see where someone would say that if they have sensitive skin.
Okay.
This is not like that.
Well, what would you say if people say, "Well, I don't like the alpaca guard hairs"?
Well, that's.
Do you feel like it's prickly?
Let me ask you the question though. When you say that, that's a visual thing. They don't like the guard hairs because they don't like the guard hairs, or they don't like the way the guard hairs feel on their skin.
No, people like. Do you remember?
But if you like mohair,
what was it? Guanaco? What was that yarn that I used to we had in the shop? Guanaco
from
Aslan Trends.
That was different though. That was different.
That was 100% alpaca.
Yeah, had guard hairs on it.
But forget that it had it on there.
Yeah.
When I wore it, like as a hat,
yeah,
it was. I mean, my skin would crawl.
Yeah, but that was the total opposite of this. This is a much thinner weight yarn than that was.
And it's not all alpaca, but you don't find this to be prickly.
No,
either.
and I think honestly, sure, it's a cardigan. The other thing you have to consider is what kind of a piece is it? It's a cardigan, so you're not wearing it on bare skin. You're wearing it over something.
Correct.
So if it were to bother you, it's not.
No, this is
like when people go
piece.
like this and they put it on their face. I mean, that's not a fair representation because you're not wearing it on your face.
You're not sleeping on it.
Right, you're wearing it on your back, and a piece like this, I'm going to have something on underneath
T-shirt, a tank top.
Yeah,
right.
at the very least, it would be a T-shirt or something.
Right.
So, to me, I think it's a great yarn. I really do. I think it's.
I mean, I've used it in the Artist.
Yeah.
I've used it in the Pressed Flowers. I've used it in the Garden.
Correct.
And now I'm using it in Sylphe.
Right.
I mean, I have no problem with it, but people have asked.
It's very subjective. The only way they would know is by knitting something in it. But is knitting a hat a fair representation of what a sweater? The only thing that you would see is how it feels in your hands when you're knitting it.
But even, like, I would easily make fingerless mitts in this yarn.
Oh, a scarf.
It wouldn't bother me at all.
Remember my friend Debbie came in and bought the alpaca, bought this. She bought 2 bags of it. What did she buy? 2 or 3 bags. What did she buy? 2 colors, 3 colors, something like that.
I think a bag of each of 2 colors.
I've been meaning to show this to you. She only crochets. She only crochets.
But she's quick. I bet you she's done.
I don't know.
She was making a scarf with 2 colors.
She wanted to get it for some scarves. Look at the mitten she did with it.
Wow. You have to show them.
How cute is that?
That's darling.
That looks like, what color? The blue.
Is that scree?
Does that look like, look at that. She crocheted a mitten.
That is fabulous. She's so talented.
She's done a lot of this. I just taught her how to crochet, like a stupid blanket.
She's not shy to get on YouTube and just start,
Yeah, she looks it up.
Looking it up, watching
Isn't that
the videos.
Cute? Now that did I tell you she retired at the end of March? So she probably has gone through those bags now.
She's going to need more yarn. But she is quick.
She is. Well, because she's like focused. When she's not a multiple project person, the only way she might have a second project is if she's making an Afghan.
That's not portable.
And that's not portable. She might have that. But she'll always say to Dina and I need a scarf. Do you have a good pattern for us? And crochet, is a little different than knit. There's not the amount of patterns. So that's what. You have any other whips, Dina?
I do. So I have my Sylphe.
I don't know where that is either.
Here's my Sylphe. Again, it's done in Rowan Felted Tweed. The colorway here, I forgot what the colorway is. I don't recall the name.
Like a dusty lilac.
It's funny.
Lavender.
I'm looking at it, and I definitely see the stitch pattern here. It looks
of course
gray.
You do.
Yeah.
You can.
But it's like a light lavender gray. The design of the shawl is called Sylphe. It is
the pattern
our
here,
knit along that we are hosting with from Natasja Hornby. It's an exquisite design.
It is. It's a textural. It's a texture.
A textural adventure,
yes.
I should say. It starts at the top here, and you work your way down. You start with these leaves.
It's a fun knit. I think
and
it's
then you
fun,
end
actually.
with this magnificent border of flowers. And you just have to see the texture in that. Ooh, is that gorgeous? Stunning.
Beautiful.
Just stunning. So we
had
just had our first
yep,
Zoom.
Yep.
We conquered increasing in the rib. We conquered the left and right leaning leaves.
We even conquered the beginning tab at
the tab, the cast on tab,
right.
which is if it's a new technique to you, it's certainly
well, you don't want to assume that everyone knows how to do.
Correct. So we try to cover
piece.
everything.
Yeah.
But we'll meet next month, and hopefully we'll be on to the next stage.
I have mine also, but it's not sitting next to me at this moment, but I will show you this. This is the Stella Alpina, whatever that's called. I did split for the sleeves, and there you go.
Oh, wow. Pam, that yoke is divine.
Right. You want to hold that one?
Sure.
Dina? So the sleeves are here. So the only thing the sleeves need are a little ribbing when it's done. So basically it's the bulk
She's
of
in the home stretch.
Yeah.
She's on knit.
The next thing to be done, well, first I have to do the short rows. Now she has you do short rows. And as I mentioned before, it's that yarn over short row.
Okay.
So I don't know. But isn't that pretty? Oh, that's just gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
The yarn I used is the Lino from Sandiscon, which is a cotton linen viscose blend. And it's a fun pattern.
It looks
It's
fun.
just like row by row. It almost reminds me, but I hate to say this because it's not the same as it. It almost reminds me a little bit of the ranunculus. Only in that there's lace up here and the rows are different. Like you go from one row to another row.
Different stitch patterns.
Correct.
Which is fun because
Right.
you feel like you're moving along. And
Right. So
I can see how you feel that way.
right, and I think I'm trying to remember how many. I think this might be my third skein. I
So
think I
leave that
took
out
6.
for a second.
What are you looking at?
No, I'm on my first skein. I'm knitting Sammensat.
Yes.
Sammensat.
But you have different yardage in your yard.
I know. 24. It's called Sammensat 24. It's designed by
nice. Pretty
Judith Elsebeth. Did you say the designer for yours?
For this, I did not. I
Minimi
will though.
Knit?
It's Minimi, but she's got a name, but I'll look it up and tell you. I'm not sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
This is Sammensat 24. It's designed by Judith Elsebeth. And I was just going to say, I'm not at the sleeve division yet. And I still have this much left in my skein. But it's so interesting how Pam is already on her third skein. We were talking about yardage. With fingering weight, you get a lot more yardage.
Of course, yeah.
But I will say, I'm knitting this super slow. It's taking me a long time. The yarn splits. So it doesn't always split. It depends on how I wrap the yarn. Sometimes I go counter and it opens up the fibers the way it's twisted.
Yeah.
And sometimes I tend to split the yarn.
This is going to be nice because it's so light.
It is so light.
Lovely.
I'm really enjoying it.
What size needle you want?
A 4.
Oh, wow. This is by Minimi Knit Design, Minimi Knit Design. And her name is Christina Girlanda, Girlanda.
Nice.
Okay. And that's it.
So the texture here, you could see, is, well, it's like every 2 inches you have this little bit of a texture. Now, you can pick, she's got 7 options of different textural motifs that you can choose from, which is really nice. So thank you, Elsebeth, for giving us the opportunity to make this our own. There's so many ways to do it. So it's just nice. It's nice. It's a lovely tee. I think the Sammensat collection, it's this basic tee, and she has it in different gauges. So the number 24 is your stitch gauge.
Right, that's what that number means. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, so that's nice. So that is designed by Elsebeth Judith, and that's all I have for whips.
I have my, which is really, you showed yours, but it's the Sylphe in the Rowan Felted Tweed. This is mine. I haven't gotten as far as Dina, but this
So
is
pretty. That's the sulfur colorway.
Sulfur colorway. I think if I did another repeat, you'd see more. But anyway, there you go. You can't even see it.
Love it.
There you go. And that's that. But, you know, now the push is on because there's another knit along starting next week.
We have Nila, so thank you for mentioning that. The Nila class, or KAL, is available on the website. We showed you kits last week. The Facebook group is up and open, and Pam just sent the information. So for those of you who have just signed up, you'll be getting those emails as to how to log in.
And this is I'm using Sunday from Sandnes Garn.
And this is my gauge.
It's got great stitch definition. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to doing this piece. It's a great summer wear, and I think the color is great. Right? At least the color is great.
I think by next week you'll see both Pam and I have likely started for the next class.
Right. Now, tomorrow was only our second garden. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm thinking, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm thinking that after doing these rows on the garden, that the sleeves should go fast.
Yes.
I'm thinking, well, the sleeves have to go fast.
Exactly.
The problem is, though, once you do one sleeve, you know, you say, I got to do the second sleeve.
Which is why I may just do 2 at a time.
Oh, I won't do that. That I know I won't do. I don't like doing 2 at a time, but that's just me.
It goes slower.
I know. It's not and it's not that. I just find it too fiddly.
It's cumbersome.
Yeah, that's what turns me off from that. But, you know, you got to do I love your bag. That's a great bag, Dina. Where'd you get that bag?
This one?
Well, I love that pattern.
This was from Fat Squirrel.
Oh, I love that. I like that one.
Back in the day when we used to go to Rhinebeck.
Is that when you got that? I like that one.
Like at the pre-show?
Yeah. Those were the days, right? Yeah. That's a great. I'm looking at that. It caught my eye just now. Great. I like that.
That looks really good. You might have to borrow that with your jacket.
It goes with my garden cardigan. Hey, that's a good question. Do you match your project to your project bag, right?
I love to match my knitting to the project bag.
Do you know?
It's an eyesore.
I went to get a needle size to start the ribbing on the garden, and could you believe I had no three circular needles? I said, "No, come on.
Shocked.
What project is it on?" That's ridiculous, really. Could you imagine that?
That's crazy.
I had no 3. A 3 of all, it's not like it was a...
That's crazy.
I know. It's just nuts. It really is. If I could just wiggle my nose and get all my needles off of projects, I wonder what my true inventory would be.
That would be scary.
Of needles, right?
I'd have like a mound.
Well... What do we want to... I was going to say, speaking of needles, we could talk about the needles.
That's a good, perfect segue. We have the new...
Kind of going out of sequence, but that's okay. Makes it fun.
We have new in shop. It's funny, we already covered this
is
kit.
Heavy.
Yeah. New in shop, the Forte 2.0. It is the special edition of the interchangeable set from ChowGoo.
Let me take it out for you.
This is like
very heavy.
The Rolls Royce of needles.
Yes. Even what's better than a Rolls Royce? I don't even know. I'm not a car person, so I wouldn't know.
But it's up there. I mean, you like vanilla, I like chocolate. This is up there.
So I'm moving this out of the way.
It's a shame. They arrived on Friday, and I should have mentioned them for Mother's Day. Like, treat yourself. Yeah. You're worth it.
You know, maybe you got a little cash for Mother's Day.
A gift card. You may want to use it.
Or maybe an IOU, you know. Anyway, but so it comes in this great, beautiful gray case. It says Chalgo. If I open it, is everything that's not going to fall
It's
off.
not leather. It's man-made.
Now, Dina, I'm going to hold this up. Just point out what some of these accoutrements are before we get to the needles.
There's a pen.
Yep.
Scissors. I believe this has
That has the stoppers and markers
and
needles
and sewing needles, tape measure, needle gauge, and in here, I don't know if this is just a pocket.
I think it might just be. I don't know. I think it just.
Let me see if there's something in here. This is a pocket for
whatever
things.
Now this is the bless you, Dina.
Excuse me.
I'm going to take this off. It snaps in and out.
This sleeve has sizes 2 through 15, 5-inch tips, which is a lovely tip handle. It's got, it's an interchangeable set, so you have the swivel cables as well as the red lace cables. So you've got 2 sets of cords.
Now let me just tell you, this is 14, 22, and 30-inch cable on these.
Now, when you add 10 to 14, it's a 24-inch needle.
32-inch needle and
a 40-inch needle.
Right. And then this, you've got 2 of these.
Swivel cords.
Now, tell them what a swivel cord is, Dina.
Well, no. I think there's 14 and 22 and 30. That's for the large, and this is for the small needles. You have one side and the other side.
There you go.
The swivels are basically your needle twists.
And I'll show you that. I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to pull one up so that they can see how it twists. So if I take this tip up,
that stainless cap actually turns.
It turns around. It's not fixed
fixed.
So it moves now. And you could use any of these cords, the red lace or the swivel,
on the set
with that needle.
Correct. Okay. So there's a lot in here.
Yes.
You've got the needles, the tips, the needle tips, the cords.
It's got 9
swivel,
cords, actually.
Right. Which is wonderful because sometimes you need an extra set of needles.
Sure.
You need your 16 inches on something else. You'll have an extra pair.
And tell them about the needle.
The needle itself has a stainless tip, and the shaft of the needle is actually carbon, which is super strong. And it's just a beautiful kit. Now, when you're traveling, having an interchangeable set is lovely because sometimes you don't want to carry your whole needle case.
Correct.
This is wonderful because you have your interchangeable set. So if you're starting a new project, you're less likely to get caught without the needle size that you need. It's nice and compact. Pam is going to show you the little accoutrement that's in this tin.
So before I go into that, in here there are some safety pins. There are some yarn needles. There are some
tapestry needles.
Yep.
You've got the red heart, which is what
I'm not
is
going to
used.
take it out.
It's a
twisty thing.
Yes, it's a tab. It's a rubber tab, and it's used to make sure you tighten your twists.
Yeah, I'm just going to take that
They
out.
also include a T-pin. It's important to tighten your interchangeable needles.
So you go kind of perpendicular. You put it in the little hole.
Yep.
And you can turn it. And you can use that little red heart for some.
I think the hole is on the cable.
Right on the right. It's on the tip of the cable.
Tip of the cable.
And I'm not going to take this out, but there are some stitch markers. They're black and white, and these are little things you can put. Aren't these?
These are
stoppers, right?
Stoppers at the end of your cable needles. So sometimes you need to put your stitches on holds. Right. In lieu of a cable needle, you can screw those onto the ends of your cable caps. And now it's your cable needle, those cords become your stitch holder, which is very clever.
Can you also put them at the end of a thing so that it becomes a straight needle? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Now that's
options.
It's an option.
Lots of options.
So it's lovely, and you get 4 of those, as well as the markers.
There's a pair for large needles and a pair for small needles.
Correct. So this is like, fabulous. Do you see why, what did you call it, a Rolls Royce?
Yes. So you already know it's expensive.
Exactly. And again, this snaps in. The lovely thing about this, too, is if you want to just take this and you don't want to take the whole set, you can just unsnap this.
Yeah, with your cords, if you don't want
to
take the whole thing.
Right.
And of course, it has a beautiful zippered case, which really keeps everything compact inside. Nothing will fall out.
There you go. So that is the Forte, ChiaoGoo Forte.
ChiaoGoo Forte 2.0.
Treat yourself, right?
Yes. You're worth it.
Who doesn't deserve a Rolls Royce? If you may not really get a Rolls Royce in life,
my
but this will
version.
be your Rolls Royce,
My Rolls
right, Dina?
Royce, exactly. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, well, listen. So anyway, that was our segue into needles.
Yes.
Not that we were
And
done talking
it's
about.
It's a beautiful. I mean, I think a couple of years ago, I think I was closed out, or they made a limited amount, and then Christmas came and went, and they were pre-sold. I missed the boat, so here they are. They're here now.
This is also something too. If you have an upcoming birthday, or perhaps, or if it's you say I want it for the holidays, just put it on your list now.
They're fabulous.
There you go. So
you can even cash in early. Who needs to wait until Christmas?
Exactly.
Just say, you know what, get it for me now, and cross me off your list for Christmas. You have all that much more time to enjoy it.
Well, you know, it's funny. I think of Grace, one of the gals who takes our knitting class. Remember, it was her birthday a few years ago, and her husband came in and bought her didn't he buy her 2 sets of interchangeables?
I think he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Of the ChiaoGoo interchangeables. And you know what?
Brilliant, because
you
use
them.
always
said, she said, oh, I'll take out my... And she takes them out. She has it.
She always has the needle she needs.
Exactly.
She's never scrambling.
She's not like me. Oops, no 3s. What am I going to do? And, you know, I will say, while I'm thinking about it, Dina said it goes 2 to 15. There's also a 2.5, a 2.5
which is included in there.
Which
is
is
14
nice.
pairs,
Yeah.
14 tips. That's a lot.
And it goes up. Sometimes kits only go through 10.5 or 11. This has 13 and 15 in it, which is also important to keep in mind. The only thing you can't do with it is you're not going to have a 15-inch circumference. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. 16 inch. You wouldn't do a hat. You wouldn't do a hat. But then you'd buy a smaller set for that, right there.
Right. We have the small interchangeables, actually. The shorties.
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have those. Yeah, exactly. You know, so you need a couple of things. I think we should talk about this next time. What do you think?
Okay. So next up, we are super excited about launching our...
Again, don't think we're crazy, but go ahead, Dina.
Our Crochet Along class.
Crochet in May.
So it's Crochet in May, and I know we're starting late, making it the last week, but better late and get it in than never. So we decided, Pam and I, to crochet Jethro. The body of Jethro is crocheted, and believe it or not, the back is crocheted as well. It's an assembly of many different granny squares. You've got, depending on your size, a certain number in the front and a second number in the back. Now the sleeves, the border, and the button band are all knit. So it's a combination of knitting and crocheting. Now, we did have someone who asked us, I think it was Laura, she said, would you consider the Fleetwood sweater? The Fleetwood sweater is mainly
their other one? Yeah.
knit. Mm-hmm. She has a knit back, knit sleeves, and she just has a crochet front. Insert. But it is done differently. It's assembled differently, so I think it would be hard to kind of navigate both garments.
I don't think we could navigate both of them at the same time, but it certainly is a lovely
It's a beautiful top, so if you're not as much of a crocheter, you may want to consider that option and work that on your own.
But the only difference in the two really is the number of squares you're making. The other one has more knitting.
A lot more knitting.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking to knitters, so I'm assuming that that's not a problem. But if the crochet is an issue, this has more squares to crochet.
Correct.
Than the other thing does.
Now, I will tell you, Michelle was in today. She had learned, Allison, one of our customers, she went over her friend's house and taught her how to crochet. Mm-hmm. Now, she has basic crochet skills. She used to crochet, chain, single crochet, but never mounted to anything.
That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
In half hour, an hour, she's already working the granny square. She has the basic understanding of how to do it. Right. It's not complicated. There are different techniques. Tanis does lovely videos, so if you want to explore this pattern on your own, you certainly can. Pam and I are offering a KAL. Pam and I have been crocheting for years. We have different tips and tricks that we always love to share, and there are many ways of approaching crochet.
Correct.
And for those of you who struggle talking about gauge and other things, or just need a little explanation or some further details, this may be a reason why you take our crochet along.
And we will say crocheting, I mean, versus, for instance, when we did the knit squares for the heirloom cardigan, this is a much faster.
They take much longer.
Right. Yeah, this is much faster.
I think that's what I was getting at with Michelle. She was here, and she already had done 4 or 5 rounds, and it was just a short period of time where you might be sitting for hours and knitting a square.
Right.
It's very different.
Right. Yeah, and, a granny square is a great way to learn crochet. That reminds me of an old customer of ours, Kathy, who I taught to crochet. Again, she's like my friend Debbie. She didn't knit, she only crocheted. Remember Kathy? And all she did was crochet granny squares, and she would make about 12 by 12, 10 by 10, 12 by 12 size.
Yep.
And
she gifted blankets to everyone.
She was a single. She was never married, and she came from a big Irish family. And I can't tell you how many nieces and nephews she had. And she would just...
She blessed them all with blankets.
Even like it would be the nanny or the house cleaner wanted one, or this one wanted one.
She was very gracious.
She was. So she would come in, she'd ask them what colors they wanted. And she didn't actually, she would even give them to us to sew together.
Yes, she never assembled them.
Correct. But, that was her thing. And that gave her such pleasure. And, that's why we say, whether you knit or you crochet or you needlepoint or whatever you do, you needle felt,
whatever your craft, sew,
embroider, do what brings you pleasure.
Joy. 100%.
So anyway, so that's why this is even though it is crochet, it's granny square. So it's not a crazy.
Definitely an attractive look, depending on the palette you go for. As you can see here, these are basically yellow, green, blue. Mm-hmm. There's a bit of gray, and of course the main body. What Tanis did here is the frame of every granny square. She made outlined each granny square in the main color.
I like that.
Which is the color of the sleeve.
I do like that.
Making it a little bit more cohesive. Mm-hmm. But you can do if you're looking to even embark on this project, you can look at color combos. Just Google granny square or look for inspiration on Instagram, on Ravelry. Then you'll see different color palettes, which of course I've screenshotted so many granny square inspo pictures that I keep changing my mind as for palette.
She also did the
Yes.
small size for her daughter. That would be lovely for the girls. Wouldn't that be a fun project for the girls?
Would be really cute.
And if you notice in this picture, she striped the arms. She did the solid color and she put some stripes in there,
which is so fun.
And then she also did on the bottom when she knit the bands, she put like the last couple of rows she put in a different color, which I think, you could do that in the adult one too if you wanted to.
100%.
Yeah.
Just a piping, like an edge color.
So Dina and I put kits together. We did this last week.
Should I go grab them?
Yeah, I'll start. Get them right here. We put kits together last week, and we've already sold a bunch of kits. We're showing you kits today. We're going to tell you we're also making more kits that, depending on when this comes out.
Right. It's time consuming. We always want to make sure that the color palette looks good. Today we had a lot to put on the website, so it was tough to make more kits, but more will come out. Yeah. We will start to show you. I will say that these are kitted up to size 3. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so the kits that we have made include enough yarn to go up to size 3. What we did do is factor in the amount of yardage for the last final round of every granny square into the main colorway.
Correct.
Which is why you have 6 skeins of yarn.
Right.
So 6 skeins of the main color.
And 6 skeins of the contrast color.
We decided for 6. Now, I'm not going to lie. The 6 colors are enough yarn, and you do have to work them equally. Okay? Which means that is another tip that we're going to be sharing in our class. But you need to work out your colors equally so that you spread the love, because you want to use up all that yardage for the size.
Right.
If you're worried about running short, you can bump up on another skein, leave a comment, say please add 1 extra periwinkle blue or an extra skein of pink, or say, hey, you know what? I'm worried I'm going to run out. Can you add a yellow?
Or you might say, you know, give me an extra one of these because I'm going to want to incorporate more of this color in my grannies.
Right. Not just it's the border.
Right. So, and you know, dye lot is not an issue in this
At
thing.
all.
So if you were to buy the kit and started crocheting, you said, you know, I want a little more of this, it doesn't make a
You
difference.
can use it for the button band border or
Does-
use the extra skein.
Right. So what Dinah was holding up just now, this
Somewhere
is
else.
like a, what color would you say this is? A taupe?
Almost like a taupe.
A light taupe?
A light taupe, yeah.
As the main color, and these are the 6 contrasts. Whoops.
Love
I'm
that.
dropping it.
It's a gorgeous kit.
Yeah, it's light. It's hold on, I'll get it. I'll get myself
So
together.
for
here.
sake of ease, we tried to double up. Like if we had a kit already and we were able to remake it, we did.
Correct. Like this one, we were able to
Yes, we rebuilt that
we
one.
rebuilt that one. I'm just going to just show you because these skeins have a mind of their own, and they tend to want to roll all over the place. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this one out. Okay. This one here, we were able to rebuild as well.
This one is a lovely one. This has 6 colors, and I will kind of call them the hot pastels. So it's like a bright pastel. You've got the yellow, 2 shades of peach, a turquoise, the spring green, and this pretty powder blue. Whoops. Of course, when you want to carry them all. There you go.
That's lovely.
And then it's got the
That's a
off-white.
great one.
That's a fun
It's a
summery
fun colorway.
jacket. Yeah.
Now, this yarn is, we should say, we used Double Sunday from Sammy's Yarn. It was a great yarn to use for this because each skein has 120 yards.
Right. So each skein of Double Sunday has about 118 yards, which is wonderful for adding extra colors, which is why I'm also saying that if you needed an extra skein, I think it's $11 for one skein. So if you wanted to bump up your main color or add an additional color, I was thinking I might go with 8 colors instead of 6 colors or 7, you know, it doesn't matter. You might have stash at home that might work with the color palettes that we have. So if you find that you're running out, you can certainly always do that as well. This next kit is this deep purple colorway, a beautiful shade of purple. And then we have the 6 accent colors. And in this kit, we went with a different variety. Actually, is this the same variety of pastels as the white
be.
one? It might be.
It might be.
So let's see if I can get them all together. Probably not, but there you go. It's tough.
Okay.
So that is that kit. The hot pastels, but with a purple base. I think a lot of people were having a lot of fun. I noticed a lot of our kits that sold, the jacket wasn't necessarily white or off-white or the pearl gray. There was camel, there was red,
Right, there
the
were other
green,
colors,
the
yep.
sage, the lavender. Fabulous. And of course, if there's a colorway that you would like to see or you want us to create for you, please feel free to ask.
Okay, this is a fun one. This one sold. We were able to rebuild it. Here.
So this one we were mentioning, well, this has a light blue. We were able to rebuild this kit. So the main body, the sleeves, the ribbing, and the border are all light blue. And then this palette here reminded us of Tanis's colorway. Of course, it's not quite exact, but you've got the shades of green and blue with the pop of white. And then you have, that didn't work, the light blue. Maybe if I did it with 2 hands. Let's see. This would be the whole palette. Now those are 2 shades of blue. One is a bright royal, the other one is more of a medium blue, and then of course you have the light powder blue, which would be the cardigan.
Where did I get that from?
Now, for the next kit,
Right.
it is the same palette of shades, which again is reminiscent of
This
Tanis's.
doesn't have, I don't think that one has the turquoise.
Oh, so it's different.
Yeah. So
Okay, hold on.
Let me
Let me
just
give this
remove
back.
these then. Yeah, keep that one you have up there. That green one, and I'll move this over. Just you're trying
So
to
then
keep it organized.
we're keeping our kits organized. So this next kit is the ivory
Yeah.
as the main color. So again, your sleeves, the ribbing, the border. And then for the 6 shades, you're getting this variety. I love this kit. So you have these 6, and then you have a white base jacket. So every granny square is going to be framed in the white, and then you'll have the sleeves, the front border, and the ribbing.
That's a fun one.
At the bottom. That's a great one. Okay. Next up, it's like a greenish gray.
Yep. That's one of the colors that's in my heirloom.
Love this colorway.
Yeah, it's a great
It's
color.
an unusual color.
This is a more toned down.
So this is the main color. And now we're talking about more of like an earthy vibe. It's not really that toned down.
Well, we didn't get to...
You have some pops. Love that red in there.
Yeah, and this is like a green, like a khaki green. With a camel and a cream.
Do you remember when we were doing the sweaters, I called it brown?
Yes.
It's funny.
That's
how,
right.
It's like, is it a blue dress or the
Isn't
yellow
that
dress?
the color that I made my sweater out of?
Yes.
What was that sweater called?
Marseille.
That I gave to Katie. She was wearing it recently, actually.
How nice. I've never seen Sophie wear it. I'm going to have to ask her. Yeah.
They will. Well, you haven't. She hasn't been living at home for the last couple of years. So.
No. But she's worn like my other cardigans, which is really fun. She wore the Wave of Change. She wore the one that we called like the Fleur de Lis from Natasja.
I'm missing a color in here, and I can't think of what it is.
I think it's the spring.
The turquoise. The spring. No. I'll tell you. I'm going to go on. Which one is? Well, you can start showing me.
Okay.
I know.
This next kit is lovely. It's got the ivory
You're right.
base for the jacket. And then Pam will help me. We've got different shades here. I love this colorway. This is a good one. Super fun.
Let me just do it the right way.
This is great. So
A
you've
beige and the burnt orange.
yeah, that jelly bean green, the regatta blue, the spring green, and the yellow. Fun. Great
fun one?
home run kit.
Yeah. This was a fun one. Three more, I think, Dina.
Okay.
We didn't think we had that many kits, right?
I know. We were worried that we didn't have enough kits to show you.
But we're going to have even more.
Yeah. Just take some time to put them together.
Exactly. Here we go. These are the accent colors, Dina.
Okay, so we'll start with the accent.
Yep. This is a fun kit. Didn't we sell this one? I don't know. No. Your main color is this beautiful shade of pink. And Dina's, look at that. That is pretty. I would even make this one. Look at that. Oh, I love that one.
This is a lavender, and what Pam is holding is more of like a lilac, so you can see it's different.
This is a deeper grape, the powder blue, more of a fuchsia-y color. I don't know if but that's a pretty kit.
That's a lovely kit.
That is a very pretty kit. The next kit we're going to show you is more of a, again, toned down colorway. I'm doing that to Dina. It's right here. This is the one that's got that deep green.
Okay.
That's lovely. Your accent colors. Here's your main.
So now this...
That's a great color.
This is a darker green. It's like a light, like a pine green almost.
I'm missing
Love
a
this
color.
for the main.
I think I'm missing a color. Could it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Did the gray just drop?
I'll tell you in a second. I'll find it. I shall find it. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not that one.
Did you turn the arrow?
No. Are you hot? I was going to say it's a little chilly in here.
Really?
I don't see it on the website. Could it be that it's not on the website? I don't see it.
Well, here's the kit. Sorry, Pam.
I could look at my color and find it.
We can add any color that you want. We can double up on a color. How's that?
What is the main color
Well,
in that? That's
the
the
dark
deep green,
green.
right?
Oh my
Here
goodness.
it is. You know what's missing?
The peach?
No, it's not this one. Is that it? That's it, the red.
It's not the
Oh,
red.
the red is there.
It's
the red is there.
dark putty.
The dark putty. It's probably in the bag. Oh, is it? No, it's not that one.
It's a pretty kit. I love it.
No, we have it. It's just, it's, oh, here it is. I got it.
Did it fall out of the bag?
Fell out.
Okay, but I need your hand. There we go. So that's a pretty kit.
That is a great looking kit. I love that one.
It's like a cool army green.
They have different values. The colors that are in it. It's lovely.
I love this. This is super fun. I mean, marrying my two crafts, knitting and crochet.
That's right.
I mean, what could be better?
And it's certainly, if you're crocheting, it will certainly move. And one more, I believe. And where did it go? That one. Thank you, Jenny.
Next one is the lavender kit. This one is really pretty. I don't know why I love this one so much, but this is the lavender colorway for the base. So you'll see it as the sleeves, the ribbing, and the border. And then the motifs for the flowers. Oh my goodness. How fun is that?
That is
That's going to be great.
Yeah, I love it.
That's going to be very pretty. So that's
color.
a great combination.
So, of course, it goes without saying, you can curate your own kit. Or you may have a great color at home that you would use as your main color, and maybe you need some accent colors. You don't need a whole kit. You just need a few colors.
Right.
And again, you could use that. It's a DK weight yarn. Let's say that. This Double Sunday is a non-superwash. Dina was fooling around with crocheting up a square, and we both commented how soft it was.
Yes.
It's a non-superwash, so it's a lovely yarn. It's great for this project because of the fact that there is 120 yards in a skein. You don't have to buy a 250-yard skein. Now, of course, you can do that if you want. You could buy a hedgehog, a Madeline Tosh, an Asylum Fiber DK, which is anywhere from 225 to 250 yards. You don't have to put 6 colors in it. You could do it with 4 colors if you wanted to. That's lovely, Dina. Ooh.
I mean, if you want neon yellow, then you're going for one of these incredible hand-dyed skeins.
So you could do a nice neutral. Maybe you want to make a cream main color. Maybe you want it to be a gray. Well, that's pretty too. I like that. Do you have any gray? Do you have the gray? What is that gray color from Madeline? It's not leopard. It's
gray owl.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's not gray. There's a gray. What is it? What's it called?
Gray owl.
Yeah. Now this is great. That's a great main color. I like it with this one. Look at that. So I mean,
you can have fun. You put in this
I mean, if you don't
yellow.
want the neon, you could put the yellow in it. You could do something like this. You could do anything. But my point is, if you had a skein like this, that's 225 yards, you don't have to have 6 colors in it. You could do it with 4 colors and then a main.
We have, we also curated some kits that only had 3 colors, and we doubled up. Not everybody likes.
That's sold out, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we can I think we can replicate that one now.
It had the taupe color, the light taupe, and then it had the light blue, light pink,
and an ivory.
And an ivory, yeah. We might be able to do
a variation of. But point is, if you wanted these, let's say this is your 3 colors, you don't have to go more than that.
You could just add 2 more skeins of that.
Exactly.
And
now,
that's your sweater.
Instead of getting 2 skeins per color, you only need 1 of these because it's a bigger skein.
What the Double Sunday allows you to do is add more colors in.
Correct, for the range.
But there's nothing wrong with you combining. You could use Double Sunday.
You might have remnants at home.
Yeah, right.
Leftover from a hat. Anything that works use it. I mean, this is a great way to use up some scraps.
Exactly. And what I will
skeins.
Yeah, what I will say is I forgot what I was going to say. Could you believe I forgot what I was going to say?
It'll come to you.
The thing is, you can do whatever you want with these. There's what I was going to say is there are so many different combinations that Dina and I could have made.
Yes.
So
yeah. And on that note, if there's something that you want, let us know. We can try to curate. Maybe our vision is not necessarily your vision.
Like you could say, I have a cream main color at home. I have enough.
Oh, that's what happened today. Stephanie had a main color, and she just wanted like I'm going to call it a bouquet, like the flowery colors,
right?
The green, the blue, the pink, the purple.
So she put it together.
She just bought the accent colors.
So there you go.
So yeah.
Yep.
Now, you don't have to buy a kit to join our crochet along.
Correct.
You can also sign up for that online. It's separate. And if you're not that familiar with crochet, I do have to say we just got new tags in. These keychain fobs. Would you call it a fob?
Yeah,
it's a keychain.
It's a keychain.
They are from Crinkles. We are just restocked. We have ones that have crochet basics. I got this especially, exactly, with intention, because not everybody is familiar with crochet. And so instead of having to go back and forth on your pattern, there's the chain stitch, slip stitch, how to do the single crochet and double crochet. There's also brioche, increase and decrease. We are restocked, in the Kitchener, which is fabulous. Make one right, make one left. For those of you who are working on our Sylphe knit along, that's always great. You have German short rows, very popular in top-down sweaters. And there's the tubular cast on, which is a great cast on if you're looking for that like Italian cast on.
Oh yeah, sure. That one I always have to look up. I always forget how to start it or something.
So these are great, cute little tools. They're add-ons. They're under Crinkle keychains, I believe. Along with our Crinkles delivery,
we received, I'm just seeing what I have here. These are all the same. This is the back. This is a great thing to put on your sweater so you know which is the front and back. So for instance, on my Stella Alpina, I could just put that on the back.
They're little tiny holes. It's faux suede. And you would literally just sew this on the side. That's the back. Because sometimes, like, for example, this sweater here, there are no short rows. You don't, like, when you pick it up to put it on, you don't know if this is the front or the back. You're basically labeling one is the back.
There you go.
Or the short rows, like you said, you can't really tell.
Of course, they're in the body.
Right. I was just going to say that. Yeah. It's below the yoke.
So this is gray, and this is camel. And then these came in. This is like
these are new tabs for us.
4 different sayings, so to speak, in each one. Right, Dina?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if you're familiar, but sometimes you have like specialty labels that say "handmade by grandma" or "handmade," whatever, different sayings. So this is 4 different labels in each package. They're all reference handmade, and yeah, they're cute.
Right.
So we have them in 3 colors. There's the camel, there's the dark or gray, and then there's a beige option.
Right.
So those are available.
There you go. So there's that. And then where's the shawl tab?
The last item we have is this shawl cuff. Whoops, I think we just lost a light.
Oh,
this is really cute. It's a shawl cuff. It's made out of faux leather. You have a gray option. How clever is that?
I have this here too.
You got the gray option, which is a gray sheep. The shawl ends go in there. And then you also have it available in the camel.
And this, for instance, is how you might use it on a shawl like this. You could move it up, move it down, whatever, right?
Yes. There it is in the camel. Super cute. I love the way Katie designed this, that you have this little sheep motif and it slides in, and it's a great way to keep your shawl on. Love that. And another way that you can wear it is to actually go like this. Probably works, I would say, maybe better with a triangular shawl.
Probably. But it doesn't have to be.
But it doesn't have to be.
You can put it off to the side.
Correct.
And wrap it.
So let's just say here's my shawl, and if I wanted to cuff it, I could go like this.
You could go around it that way too.
Like this.
It just slides right into place, and then you can...
Super cute.
Yep. There you go.
It's a great way to like keep it from sliding off your shoulder.
Yep.
So, new to us, brand new item. We love sharing things that are new. I should tell you that we have pre-ordered, and I think it's coming out or it's being published on the 16th, is the Lane 21 magazine. I'll get those on the website for pre-order. And what else can I tell you?
I was going to say the crochet along that we're doing, the first date that it begins, I believe, is May 27th. And then there's a class towards the end of June and a class towards the end of July. So that's the schedule for that. I was going to say something else too about another schedule on that. I don't know what it is now. But so you have plenty of time to think about it. Oh, I was going to say also, you can join any of the classes that we've run. They're always up there. You just have to.
And if they're not available, you've seen it in like a past podcast, I think, Cardigan. Right. Some of them have been a little bit the leftover. There's certain classes that might have been dormant. Or maybe you're a new knitter and you've never done slip stitching and you want to do the shift cowl. Mm-hmm. If something doesn't seem to be, let's say, live on the website, just shoot me an email, theknittingplace@gmail.com, and I can reinstate the class. Right. It won't be a live class. It's pre-recorded, but you'll have access to the Facebook group and all the videos.
Right, and all the comments and all the...
And Pam and I are moderators.
And we would still be... If we know that someone's taking it, we would still be active on right. those classes.
We get notifications when you comment and post, and we still moderate those classes.
So it's like it's a live class.
Right. Right. You're just not live on camera with us.
What I love is the way everybody just, I would say that, of late, everyone is just, someone posts a question or a comment and someone answers it.
Everyone is very supportive.
That answer was a great answer that someone put down the other day. I'm trying to remember what it was about now. It was about, I can't think of what it was about now. But it was a great... It was a great response.
I missed it.
You answered. You said. You commented that. That was a great answer. I couldn't have said it better.
Really?
Yes, you commented.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't even bother commenting because I saw you said something, and what she answered, her answer was so great.
Was it for Sylphe or was it for the Garden Cardigan?
I think it was for Garden. I think it was for Garden.
Oh my goodness! Like for example,
look at that. Who is that now? Who is that?
Diane's.
She's putting Diane. Is that Diane?
Yes.
Diane, how much do you knit a day?
She's putting us to shame. I'm jealous.
How much do you knit it? Well, we would have to close the shop. I'd have to stop working at school, and we would just have to knit.
Oh my goodness!
But that's a dream,
That's
Dina.
okay.
One day. It was yesterday. It was yesterday. They commented on what was her question. What was the question? I can't remember now. And she had put such a great answer up there, and I said, "Oh my goodness, that's fabulous." So it's lovely when that happens because it really does become a community. It really does. That must be the new post that I'm seeing there, Dina.
Maybe
it wasn't. What other knit-alongs are there that it could have been?
Garden Cardigan. I don't think so. I think it was the Garden, maybe.
Well, what are you looking at now? The Garden or the Sylphe? It's got to be one of the two, right? Those are the only ones going. I'm
trying to stay focused.
You stay focused. I'm just looking.
Okay.
Is that crazy, though? I don't know which one it was. Well, whatever. I can't find it. I'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Was it picking up the stitches?
What about picking up the stitches? What was she saying?
Sleeve?
No.
I don't remember.
I don't think so, no. It wasn't about picking up the stitches.
Memory and attention of a gnat.
I know. Isn't that terrible?
I'm sorry.
It's like I can't.
I'm worried. I'm looking at the phone. I think my daughter forgot to pick me up. So Sophie's home.
Is she here?
I don't think so.
Anyway, is there anything else we need to discuss, Dina? I don't think so. We would love to have you join us on a knit along if you'd like to.
Sorry, I just messaged her.
Did
you forget me?
Did you forget me?
I've lent her my car. I'm thinking, you know what? The car's sitting here all day. I'm not going anywhere.
Who said that?
I said that to Sophie. If you want to drop me off, the only thing is you'll have to come pick me up.
Well, it's not a bad deal.
Not at all.
Not a bad deal.
She took me up
if
on
she
it.
can take the car, and do that. Now I wonder, what could I have seen that? It's going to bother me until I find it now.
Well, someone will write it in the comments.
There you go. Well, listen, if there's anything, we always love to see your comments on the podcast. So if there's anything it doesn't even have to be about knitting. I will say I did make more crackers this weekend. I made more sourdough crackers.
I ate them. They're delicious.
And I made a focaccia.
For Mother's Day.
Actually, my son, for Mother's Day, gave me sourdough making accoutrement.
Really?
He got me
How fun.
I don't know what you call them. There's a word
The
for
baskets?
The baskets.
Yes, we have that.
And he got me the razor that scores the bread.
Yes.
He got me,
That's
God bless him.
very
He got me these two, he told me they're proofing jars. Now, I'm not sure, but they're these two big glass things. Now, you know, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them because I'd have to have a business to make that much starter. I'd have to be baking bread to sell
Sam
it.
was telling me how much time it's been taking. I'm like, how do people make money making bread?
I know.
You really need to, like, in the masses.
I know.
It's crazy.
And so what else did I make? And so I did do that. I did continue. The baking continues. And it's fun, I have to say. It was fun. You know, there are recipes for granola. Do you like some
starter?
Yes.
I love granola.
You like granola? You want me to make it for you? I'll make you some granola.
Are you looking for
the
things
problem
to
is,
make?
it reminds me of when I go to get my nails done. The gal I go to tells me every Saturday morning this gentleman comes in early Saturday with baked goods because he and his wife love to bake. And, of course, they can't possibly eat all that they bake.
Right.
So he comes in every Saturday morning with a whole bunch of stuff that they've
I
baked.
think I'm going to have to be careful on Mondays when I say, make sure you bring me something. We ate the 2 jars full of her crackers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, delicious.
And I've always said, I have to save some, but I did know I saved them. They didn't all go anyway. But it's amazing. They're not hard to make at all. They're really not. In relation to what, with the whole thing with sourdough, when you're making the bread, any bread, well, with sourdough in particular, is the time it takes to go from stage 1 to stage 2 or
right.
whatever it might be. And that sometimes doesn't work out. I'm not against using yeast if I have to. It doesn't have to be sourdough.
No.
You can use a yeast.
But the sourdough is also good for the gut.
They do say that. But then, it's interesting. I'm reading some of the things and they're saying that one woman, the whole thing is you can grind your own grain. They have grinders.
I was going to say you can grind your own gut. I'm like, where is she going with this?
No, because one woman was saying, well,
that's a bit much for me.
Sourdough it's good for you. What's the nutritional value? So if you use some other grains that are like specific, whatever they are, I couldn't tell you, and I haven't gone down that rabbit hole yet. But
is that like spelt and all of that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, Zach has all these
right
bags of
grains. Yeah, so he could do that. So then one person saying, like, really, it all depends what your outlook is, how your perspective. I mean, sourdough is better for your gut than just regular bread.
Right.
But I guess you could make it even better if you wanted to. So
he does mix them. He does mix
he does.
It's flours, but he buys them. He doesn't grind it himself.
He buys it.
Well,
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm not hot anymore.
Not hot anymore.
No.
Anyway, so there you go. That's enough of the sourdough rabbit hole for now.
It's fun. Sounds
so
like
anyway,
a lot of fun.
Put some comments down below. Let us know what's going on.
I'm super excited for this Jethro.
I know.
I can't tell you.
I don't know. Are you more excited, Dina, for the Jethro?
We have so many good things coming.
For this?
Forget it. I can't wait for this pattern to drop. And by the way,
go ahead.
Luminous tea, Kylie.
Oh, we're talking about different teas.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the Kylie top from Irene Lynn.
This year there
fabulous.
tends to be a lot of things.
I am excited
What was that
about
other
everything.
one you showed me? What was that other one you showed me?
That's the one. It was just there. Kylie.
Not the one with the cable.
No, Luminous. Luminous is by Yamagara.
Is that
We're going to make kits for that.
About?
I believe that's
which is the one that I said I liked.
Wait, did this just drop? Hold on a moment. Yeah. Okay, this is Kylie. We stay tuned. We'll have kits for this one. Love it. It's designed by Irene Lynn. You can find it on Ravelry. It's spelled Kylie pullover. And then the next one is this one. Love this top. And then I have to ask an important question. Who's into knitting the
what?
The emotional chicken?
Oh God.
There are a lot of people who are really into it, Pam.
I understand that. That would not be me, though. I would not be into the emotional chicken. I mean, I think it serves a very good purpose for people. for whatever your situation is. But I mean, right now, I don't think I need a new. Why can't I find it?
Is this crazy?
I was looking, I couldn't find it either. Maybe it's not out, Dinah.
It's definitely out.
Where did you see it before?
On
you
Ravelry.
Showed it to me.
It was on page 1
Go
of Ravelry.
back to what you've looked at. If you've looked at it on Ravelry, go back to your.
How?
Go to patterns. Okay, now it says what here? What is it right here? This one. Just hit that, Dina. No, you're not listening.
Your pattern highlights?
No, you're
added?
going past it. No, here. This. Under there. Oh, not that particular one, but if you see your history. It's right there. It was just there, Luminous. It was the third one. Now it's not. There it is.
Okay. See, I'm learning something new. I can look up history. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
That's very handy, what I just showed you.
Luminous T. Love it.
Why wasn't I finding it? How do you spell it?
It's designed by Vergara. I absolutely love this
How do you spell it, Dina?
Luminos.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it.
I added the U.
Yeah, so did I.
Because I was trying to include you.
I like that. I love this one.
It is such a stunning
I think we should
top.
pass this on right away.
This is super fun, and there is a little crochet detail in there.
Look at that. That is fab.
Yeah,
you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of my Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Doesn't it?
Colorway.
Doesn't it? Of course,
Yes.
I've used it now, so there goes that one. Can't do it now.
That's fabulous.
But doesn't that, look at that.
How
That's
stunning.
the back.
Stunning.
She used
Now, this is a quickie.
Fingering. Yes, she did. It's not a lot of yardage.
Do you remember that top I
1,
designed
2, 3. Yeah.
for Aslan Trends?
Which one?
It was in garter stitch. It was just like this.
I don't. You have to pull out the book. We'll look at it.
I'm going to show it to you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go. So
With
you
the
could do it. You
sleeves.
could do it with garter stitch.
I did it with sleeves.
Oh, you did it with sleeve. I don't remember that. I don't remember that one. Long sleeves or short sleeves? What'd you make it out of? Which one of his yarns? The cotton?
The cotton with the shiny stuff in it.
Oh.
remember
I
it?
might remember it. I might remember it. Yeah, that was one of his later yarns, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
this is, whoops. I think I just...
Well, if
Now,
we
I don't know
were gonna,
what I just did, but look at this. My
Show
screen
me.
just jumped to like the largest
Oh, wow.
text.
I don't know what you did.
Do you
there.
want to know something?
What?
I can't do anything with this now.
Do you know, technically, we could make this with 600 yards for our size. It would be 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn.
It's nothing. And
But-
then you get a coordinating like multicolor to do the... And if you look at the projects pages,
Yeah.
some people have done it in solids. You don't necessarily need to use the multicolor. Let me pull it up on Instagram.
Oh, here it is. 600 of the main. And what did she say? Oh, and the contrast, 255 for our size, of course. So that, you could use anything, for Christ's sake. You could use anything. So it'd be 2 in 1, probably. And you probably could make a lot of sizes with that amount of yarn, 2 in 1. Depending on the yarn you were using, you could almost make any size of the main color.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's a fun one. What's it called again? Luminous. Luminous.
Bernice
Very
designed
nice.
that. It's
Very
absolutely
nice.
stunning.
And she's knitting it with a 3 and 4. Well, again, you got to get gauge. That's lovely.
So here you go. There's a few options out there. You can look up the hashtag on Instagram and you'll see the different... Look at that one.
I think we have to make kits for that next week.
This week.
Oh,
I'm
well,
so
this week,
hot
but
to
I mean,
trot
they'll
on this
see
one
it.
and Kylie.
They'll see it next
Yes,
week, though. They'll
yeah.
see it next week.
Or follow us on Instagram and you'll see it. Look at how fun. Love it.
That is a fun one. We got a lot of, so when you think that there's,
We're tapped out.
You're not. It's never too much. Never.
We just filled
the
the
thing you have to
keg.
remember, it doesn't have sleeves. It doesn't have sleeves, So
It
there
goes
you go.
so quickly.
Well, anyway, there we go. Anything else, Dina?
No. My head's spinning. I need more time to
She
knit. We
wants
have
to
to end this.
hurry up. She's got to go knit.
My goodness, I think Sophie's here.
Well, go right ahead. She's outside, I think.
All right. Thank you for watching us.
Have a wonderful week. A week filled with knitting or crocheting or crafting.
There you go. And happy belated Mother's Day. And leave a
Yes,
comment.
yes.
Let us know your favorite saying.
Well, the other question you could ask them is about needles. Do you use interchangeables?
Yes.
Or do you just use...
I usually travel with interchangeables, like I was just talking about.
But you don't use them as a matter of course on everything.
No, but I do travel because sometimes I just don't want to be caught without one needle.
Of course. You know how many times, Dina and I have been... go to yarn shows and you need a 5. You'd think at a yarn show they would sell
But I don't bring my
needles.
interchangeables to a trade show.
Right. You don't bring them.
No.
Why?
On vacation I take... I don't know. I should bring it to...
I was going to say...
because I'm not thinking about casting something on at a trade show.
Dina and I have been at a trade show. We've been desperate for a needle. Like we'll go around to different
buying
booths
it from the vendors,
and they
begging.
won't sell it. They don't sell it. We're not
Begging.
selling. Yeah, they won't give it to you. Ready to take chopsticks or something, right? Anyway, have a great week, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great one.